Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back with another project for you, and this time it's a little angle-topped box using the fabulous new tag topper punch that we have, which you can see here is a really deep one. And there you go, hopefully you can just see, look at that, look at the detail there. It's absolutely beautiful. And what I've done is I've used that to create the top on this little box. And the reason I wanted to create a box like this was because inside, you will see, I had a rather pointy lip balm. I just thought these were great fun. So I picked up a couple of these as gifts for friends, and I just thought it would be great to create a little box for them, but I wanted to just do something a little bit different. So that's what I came up with, and what I've also done excuse me, it's another way of using up my paper pumpkin hugs from Shelley stamp set. So this stamp set is absolutely fabulous. It comes in a kit to make a dozen cards. You can add a few extras and make loads of stuff, and I actually think it's worth it, just the stamp set. For £20 you get all these different images, and they coordinate beautifully with the Bird Ballad Designer Series paper, which is a new one. So this is the paper that I've used, and you'll see on one side it's got bird images and then some floral images as well. So you've got all sorts of different different floral and bird images. Those lovely keys. Again, there's that same floral image that a similar one to the one I've stamped. So you can see how this is the Hugs from Shelley kit was really designed to go and complement this particular suite, which is going to be around all year. So if you haven't bought yours yet, give me a shout. I might just have a couple spare from my extras that I ordered for my customers. If not, I'm going to be using them throughout the year, and they are fabulous. I say really good quality, and the stamp is the normal Stampin' Up quality, and that size stamp set is easily £16-17 worth, and you get a great little box to keep it in. I've then just printed out this insert for one of our stamp cases to keep it in, and the great thing about this is it's easy to spot that it's a paper pumpkin one. I'm hoping we get paper pumpkin in the long term. Right, now you see nothing on my desk, which is really not very helpful. So the original one I made with card. Now the only thing I would say is making this, folding it over, it was a little bit tricky to get those extra widths into the punch to get that effect. So I'm actually going to make this one completely out of DSP, and we'll see how it goes. So to start off with, I have cut a piece of Designer Series paper to what size have I cut it to? I've cut it to 8 1/4 inches. That means you can get two of these out of a sheet of A4 cardstock by 5 3/4 inches. So in the UK, that's what our cardstock is. So to start off with, you're going to score every 2 inches. So 2, 4, 6 and 8, and then because this paper has got a direction, you want the top to your right, and you're going to score at 2 and at 4. Okay, so that's all the scoring I need to do for the DSP. I then need to create the insert for that little bit to sit in. And all I need for that is a piece of cardstock that is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So I'm just going to cut that now. I'm just using a little bit of pool party cardstock for that, and then I'm going to score on all 4 sides at 1/2 inch. I'm then going to use my 1.5 inch punch to actually punch the centre of that. So all I'm doing is I'm just eyeballing top and bottom and above and below, and just punching. Then to create the little stand, because it's just popping into the bottom of the box, it doesn't have to be over-engineered. So I'm just cutting those 4 corner squares out, and then those will fold down, create a little stand for our lip balm, just to help stop it rattling about. So that was our 1.5 inch punch. And I haven't got all my lights on, no wonder it's looking a bit dim. There we go, a little bit brighter. You're going to tell me that didn't make any difference whatsoever. Oh well, never mind. So there we go, there's our little stand, and our little lip balm just sits into that very nicely. So I'm going to pop that to one side and carry on with our DSP. So with DSP, just fold and reinforce those creases. I've only got a 1/4 inch. If you were working in paper and you're in the US and you wanted to, you could use 8.5 inch. That would just give you a 1/2 inch overlap, and that would be fine as well. All I'm doing is I'm cutting those 2 narrow rectangles off the far side. I'm then going to cut straight up and straight down on the score lines. So it's really, you know what it's like, it's really difficult. It's just gone so dark. I've just had to dash out and get my washing in because it's just suddenly poured down. I can't say it's, well, it's not as wet as it was when it went out, but I wish I'd noticed sooner. Let's just say that. So we're just cutting up to that score line. You will find it easier to reinforce the score line, just to help show you where you are, or to help me. And of course it would help if I had better glasses, because I need my eyes testing. Anyway, there we go. So on the top section, you're cutting down just the 1 3/4 score line, which is this one here. So just make sure you don't come any further down. And these are really easy little boxes to make, and because the new punch, you'll see here, has got channels, you could actually create narrower boxes. I've gone for the widest 2 inch measurement, but you could actually go to sort of narrower measurements as well on this. So with our top section, you want to fold your other pieces out of the way, just the top sections, and this 2 inch piece you're just going to ease into there, and just make sure it's gone in all the way. If you turn over, you should be able to see it's gone in all the way, and then just punch, and then do the same on the next one. And this is, I'm pleased I changed over to DSP, because this is a whole lot easier to do with DSP. Just making sure. The reason I'm turning over is because obviously, because I've got the folds there, I just want to make sure that it's hasn't slipped out of the channel. So I'm actually getting it in the middle. So I'm just going to fold that. There we go. Make sure it's all the way in. And then the last one we can pop in. So now we've done all of our punching, you then need to just come in with your embossing tool and a ruler, and I'm not even going to mark it, because I'm just going to go from the centre of this of the hole. Just so I'm just going to pop centre there down to that score line. So while I'm here, I'm going to do all 4, and to make it easier, by folding that back, I can see where I'm scoring down to more easily. All of these things just make life a little bit easier for you. Crafting doesn't, it shouldn't be stressful. It should, it's a fabulous activity to help with with mindfulness, and creativity is just brilliant for that. So again, we're just coming in and we're just scoring along there, and again fold the flap down, get our ruler. I mean, this is just an ordinary ruler. I haven't even got a metal edged ruler for this. It's just an ordinary ruler that I've got. And again, you know, if you haven't got a take your pick, and you know, an embossing tool is fine. But as is, you know, you could always use your bone folder if that's all you've got handy. It really doesn't matter. So once you've done that, just fold those triangles. So go, as always, go with the score line first, and then you can fold it back on itself. So fold the score line first and then fold back on itself. Okay, like so. And then all I'm going to do is put a tiny bit of tape. Now for the ribbon, I haven't obviously got all my ribbon. I haven't got much ribbon from the new catalogue yet. So I'm just using up the bits of ribbon that I happen to have. On this one, this was some of the tea time ribbon that I used. And you know, if you've got any ribbon would work just to pop through the top of this. Okay, so all you're doing is making a little box there. This is going to be our back. So if you remember, when we're doing our boxes, we're going to fold in our two sides. This is why it's nice and square. Fold the back and then the front back on itself. So this is the flap that's going to have the glue on. In fact, I happen to have some wet glue here. I'm just going to pop that in. Okay, I can pop my little bit in there. And you'll see that just sits neatly in the bottom there, you see, and pop that in. And then these 4 flaps fold out. So it's all that's left is for me to just do my bit of decoration for the top. And in fact, what I might do, this might work. This is some mint macaron ribbon, which is in the new catalogue. So that's a possible match, or I could just use some more of this pretty ribbon that I've got. And because the hole just goes through once, I'm just tying that one first, like so. And then I've got this about, just over about sort of 12 inches, just probably a bit more than that. Remembering which is the front, right. That needs to go through. Should have done that one. Should have my front to back one first. So there we go. Okay. So all I'm just tying those together. So in effect, I've got like a sort of a double layer. So those little bits come together, and then just tie your bow with double both layers, like so. Pop that through. There we have our little box. And then I'm going to do some decoration. For the decoration, I'm going to use our paper pumpkin. And I've got the lovely feather image here. And I've got some pool party ink. And I've got my memento. So I'm just going to do a little bit of colouring with some Stampin' Blends. So I'm going to leave that very quickly to dry. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which is also from the same set. I'm just going to pop that there. And it's a little bit sort of, I've used lots of punches here. You don't have to. You could obviously use whatever you've got to hand. I'm just going to punch out the for you. And then you could either just cut that off at the end, or you can feed it back in to have like a little banner effect. You see there? Like so. So this should be dry now. So I'm just coming in just with one colour. So what I'm going to do is very, very quickly and lightly go over that feather. And then with the bullet tip, I'm going to come in over those sort of sections with lines in. I mean, with a lip balm like this, you know, it's not an expensive treat for somebody. You know, you don't have to spend ages, but it really does make a difference. Rather than just giving someone a lip balm and say, hey, I spotted this and thought of you. Well, how much nicer to pop it in a little box, which, you know, takes all of kind of 10 minutes probably. Okay, I'll have a look at my video in a minute, find it's probably near 15, 20. Okay, 15 minutes to make. Oh God, it's so dark outside. Anyway, here we go. We're almost there. Those lovely swallow images. Here's some really pretty feather. And all I'm going to do is take a little offcut and put a little circle, which is just the reverse colour. I'm going to take one of my dimensionals and pop that on the back of that. So I've got a pretty floral image. I'm going to pop a spot of glue on the feather there, which then means that can go on the side. I'm going to pop my For You in as well. And there you have a little box for a little pointy lip balm using the Bird Ballad and the Hugs from Shelley stamp set. So it's another way you can make even more out of your stash. Keep those stamp sets because they are fabulous. I'm just popping a little dimension on the back there. There we go. And there you have it. 2 little boxes. Fabulous new punch which cuts 3 widths of tag, and a little tag topper box for a gift. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a go and make one too, and if you'd like to purchase any of the products, pop along to my Stampin' Up shop, heidismith.stampinup.net, or to my blog flutterbyheidi.co.uk, and you'll find the links to the items below the blog post. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me soon. Bye.